This is the Backwards Forward podcast. I am your host, Blake Foster. What's up, guys? So, hope you enjoyed my little circus, new intro to the podcast. It's going to be short-lived. That was just something I did to do real quick to remove my the material that I posted, which I did it on like 4 or 5 other ones, but this one, for whatever reason, told me they were going to take it down in 3 days. Totally knew that was a possibility. Totally understood how the copyright and the licensing and things work. But I thought there were certain elements of how I felt I was doing it the right way. For one, before anything I ever have done went public, I've reached out to a handful of bands, right, that I'll put on. A couple responded, one response that one band gave me was like, we're totally cool with you putting your music on. But we were like, our music's owned by a third party. So you probably have to do some, licensing, copywriting, like go figure out how to pull that one off. Otherwise, like your shit could get, flagged or demonetized. And look, I'm not monetized anyway. So, that really doesn't fucking matter. But my bitch is, though, like, I reached out to the record labels, I got ghosted, reached out to some bands, and a couple got back to me, and so just kind of totally ghosted on that front to talk to them and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing in my podcast. Like, I'd like to maybe use this song as an intro. I would like to use, and at the end of every like interview episode, put on a song that I love and just, like support the music that I fucking absolutely love. So, I mean, I love the music. I love the bands. This isn't a shot at the bands per se, but it is evidence of how that, like, they've gotten distance from shit, and they've, hired lawyers and all that stuff to handle it and write up all the paperwork. And I know the music industry, and this shit's been going on for a long time. But this is a grassroots, like, podcast. No big background media ploy fame. Like, I don't have, so it's just me and my talking and my, like, me, right? And so music is a very big part of me, and specifically I love that, the good old punk rock music. I mean, bands like Pennywise, Lagwagon, Strung Out, Guttermouth, Bad Religion, Diesel Boy, No Use for a Name, Sick of It All, like we could H2O, Bouncing Souls, Voodoo Glow Skull, like we could go on and on, but you get what generation of the punk rock music I love. So it's a part of me, wanted to make it a part of the podcast, but I understand Spotify is doing what it's supposed to do, but it's a shame that I can't even get a hold of the powers that be in the music industry, and these are smaller labels, to tell them what I'm doing and maybe get permissions, like, to use their material, right? I'm not, my goal here isn't, I'm not making compilations. I'm not monetizing playing records of other people's or anything along those lines. So I thought maybe there would be a line of discussion, and I figured, well, hell, I'm not hearing back from the other one, so fuck it. I'll let it ride until I got to do something about it. One thing I did do, I did reach out to a band or two or people in the music industry, and I've only got so much time to sit and send messages to everybody and explain what the hell I'm doing. And I'm sure as hell not going to copy or paste everything that, like, I'm thinking and send it from one to the next. Like, that's not who I am. If I'm going to send you a letter, it's going to contain my heart, and there should be some individual flavor that goes along with that. So I make notes, I've I've spent more money on CDs, music or band t-shirts, going to shows, like, thousands over the years. And a lot of these CDs that I want to play the music off of, like I own them. So many of them I've bought multiple times, like 3-4 times. Like I've thrown down thousands of dollars in these bands and these record labels direction. I am not going to fucking pay $1.99 to get the licensing for your music just so that I can use it and promote it or whatever. The bummer is I did use some of it for my intro. I'm not getting response from real human beings, and this is a startup thing. Like, I'm not going out and just investing a shit ton of money into this beyond the equipment so that I can so that I can do a podcast and just be in the fucking hole. And then, like, from a business standpoint, just making sure that all I'm doing is paying out money on a monthly basis. I mean, I already paid for a bunch of subscriptions on shit. Like, it already costs enough. To all you bands out there, I love your music. To the record labels, like, I'm not fucking paying your $1.99 just so that you get your cut of music that I'm throwing out there in support of you, and maybe giving you another listener or two. Like, even if you said, hey, just throw us credits in the bottom corner, fuck, I'll dig deep into my computer skills, and I'll try and figure out how to do that from an editing standpoint or whatever. So, let's dig back into the notes and make sure that we stay on track. I include the music I include because I love it. I play it in promotion of the bands that I love. I want the whole world to hear it. Like, I want to share this music with everybody because, in my opinion, it's the fucking best. There you go. So, instead of me using and promoting these record labels' licenses and copyrights and intellectual properties, and nobody else is going to fucking make one for me, and I don't have a band set up in here and music editing equipment or anything like that to where I can fucking make my own, and I turn to AI. So, dear bands, dear record labels, I never thought that AI could, take the artistry out of music. But what I found in the last 48, 72 hours is I've got to thinking about it, and I'm in a position where if I want my material to get out there, and I'm not going to hear from the labels, I can't do it legally. I'm not going to fucking pay them. Fuck that. AI is it's my only option. So, AI can't replace the artistry in music, but AI can replace the artists and the lawyers out of the music element. And I think your labels and your people and the legalities and your desire to squeeze every penny out of any listener or anybody that ever wants to use it at this point is going to become counterproductive if you don't do something to become more visible. I watched Joe Rogan's show, and that dude's got a fucking people aren't listening to him for music reviews or anything else like that. If he happens to say your song's awesome and he happens to play it on your show, like, I'm sure there'd be an uptick in sales and downloads and everything else. So, yeah, he gets a lot of plays out of it, but I mean, everybody gets an uptick from everything that they do when they go and sit down on Joe Rogan's show, or when Joe, excuse me, or when Joe Rogan mentions them, or Joe Rogan plays a few seconds of their fucking song on his 2.5 hour long podcast. You guys have your priorities a bit fucked up. It would be nice if maybe you guys would at least answer an email from a guy like me. Instead, I'm just kind of venting on the entire process of how impossible some of this shit can be at times. It's like the government issuing a weed tax stamp. Like, anybody federally is good to go if they have the weed tax stamp. They never made the fucking stamp. Nobody has it. Nobody can get it, but great rule. So let's see. What else? I short of continuing on a like a big time kind of fuck you rant to the music industry, and or like your overwhelming, like your over self-importance, that you need to get every penny in. You can't see the big picture. Whatever it is, however it works. It just sucks. Like, I'd love to give you something other than an AI intro, but until some band that wants to give me a professional intro that I like, I'll just live with it until I can go pick the music that I like out of the stuff that I love and support and everything else like that. Like, you're gonna just get what I can figure out on the good old AI. So, anywho, record labels do a better job. Like, get this stuff into people's hands. Don't you? I'm not the cut up guy. I'm not the just use everybody else's shit kind of guy to monetize or do whatever on these platforms. But sure could, if you allowed people to use your music on a little bit more regular level, I think you would find an uptick and a positive impact in your business. So maybe it's time to rethink how you license, how you copyright, and how you are available to people, short of just having to monetize every play that's ever played, because pretty soon nobody's going to fucking play you, right? That's how that one's going to work. You'll stay in anonymity with your casual listeners, and everybody will be fed just radio fucking music, because at least they know how to fucking promote music. But yeah, your shit's gonna die, or it's just not gonna get a positive impact from the fucking hundreds of millions of social media views and everything like that. So, and give me a holler. I'd love to be able to play your music on my show instead of AI, and I'd be happy to promote it and water under the bridge. But until then, I guess we're just going towards that kind of situation. But hell, I want you guys to do better for yourselves and see the big picture and be able to make money that way. And I want to be able to use your guys' music. And until then, enjoy the new AI intro to the fucking podcast. I love you guys. We'll talk soon. P.S. If you're having trouble finding that last Circus song episode anywhere in the world other than the United States, that one's been removed from Spotify too. So we'll make the edits. We'll get that to you for all those in the Congo, Bangladesh, Philippines, Thailand, Nigeria, and the list goes on and on. I apologize. I'll get that to you as soon as possible. Later.